What is up, guys? It is John here with Hearthstone, and I have been trying to find some good budget decks for you guys. The decks are so expensive in Ungoro. It'd be really nice to find a budget one, wouldn't it? Most decks seem to run, patches in the pirate package or Finja in the water package with some war leaders, and they just drive the dust cost up. And some people, they just want a budget deck, right? So I was able to find 3 budget decks, 2 more budget than the other, but the first deck would be a token druid, which is actually just 1000 dust and free to play. The other would be a mid-range hunter, which comes in a little under 1500 dust, doesn't require any legendaries. And then the third would be a silence priest, which is actually, it's less budget, but if you have the cards, it doesn't require any legendaries. You don't have to make Lyra. I think it's about 2600 dust. So let's go ahead and talk about those 3 decks a little bit more. Okay, so the first and cheapest deck is Fade's free to play Legend Token Druid, only 1000 dust, and it's really great, especially for the price. I mean, if you had the dust and everything, you could run the water package with Finja and the 2 war leaders, and also the pirate package with patches and the 2 blood sail corsairs. I think that's what they're called. Anyways, this is the budget version of that, and it's still really good. You're still able to flood the board. I really like minions like Pantry Spider, dropping 2 1/3 beasts for 3 mana and then buffing them up next turn. They're really sticky. It's it's harder to get rid of a 1/3 than 3/1, stuff like that. So I will link this one below, and you can see the list over here too, and some gameplay up here. So be sure to check this one out if you're on a really tight budget. 1000 dust is not going to break the bank. The next one I'm going to talk about is Maccabi's mid-range hunter. He took this from rank 5 to legend. It's definitely a strong deck. You will see that he actually puts in a rat pack, which is kind of expensive. 2 rat packs, that's 800 dust. So you can actually swap that for 2 infested wolves, which are just rares, just blue cards. So that lowers the price a lot. But if you do have the rat packs, feel free to throw the rat packs in there. This deck, you're trying to, just flood the board with alley cats and jewel macaws. You can buff them up with crackling razor maw. You can run those to clear the board while buffing your what do you call them? Your scavenging hyena. Eagle horn bow, just keep the board clear. This deck is really strong, really strong, especially for the dust. This one without rat packs is at 1340. If you do the rat packs, it's at 1940. So be sure to check this one out if you're feeling like climbing ladder for pretty cheap with Hunter. The last deck we're talking about is the least budget friendly. Although it doesn't require legendaries, it's a lot of fun, and Priest is just, it's a fun class, and I'd like to play it. So I was waiting for a deck list that didn't have Lyra because she is expensive. So here we go. We got Daniel's Silence Priest for 2600 dust. And the expensive cards here are the Shadow Visions and the Shamblers. Unfortunately, you can't really replace those. Those are quite crucial to the core of the deck. But if you do plan on playing Priest in the future and you later attain Lyra, most decks are running Shadow Visions and Shamblers. So the goal here is to get your minions that can be silenced, such as the Ancient Watcher and the Razor Leaf on the board, and then you can buff them up with Divine Spirits and Inner Fires. Then you can Shambler them. Then you get a copy of them. That's a taunt. That's really good against aggressive. And if you silence them before you buff them, then they just become, a big dick swinging monster who's gonna become 30-30 and destroy everything in its path. But yeah, Silence Priest is definitely a lot of fun, and this is probably the most effective yet budget friendly list I could find. So yeah, guys, those are the top 3 budget decks in my opinion for Ungoro, at least in May so far. So definitely you can reach legend with that hunter and token druid, because people have done it, and you can just slowly, you know, build up your deck, whichever one you think's more fun. If you have a little more dust, you can go for the priest. A lot of fun there. And yeah, guys, I wish you luck climbing ladder, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Oh, be sure to like and subscribe and share. All that really helps me out. I appreciate it. So yeah, guys, see you in the next one.